You're about to listen to the award-winning Stuart Tedesco Show. This show is for biologically and emotionally mature audiences. If you should not be here, please go away. We'll still be here when you're mature enough to partake. Mwah!
Here we are.
You're really not going to talk about your sandwich, are you?
I might talk about it.
Hey, everybody.
Sandwich.
Okay, well, it's good. I'm glad for both of you.
Yep.
Hey, everyone. Welcome to the Stuart Pedasco Show. I'm Dave.
I'm Melissa.
And apparently we're all about the sandwiches today.
Well, you said it was National Sandwich Day.
It is.
Is it today National Sandwich Day?
Yeah.
Because you got an email saying it was National Sandwich Day.
I got an email, and at school, we have, you know how schools, they have like daily announcements? Mm-hmm. Ours are pre-recorded.
Oh, okay.
And they're actually on video. And so today, usually the person who does them puts something at the end. Today is National whatever day. Mm-hmm. And then today, there was a 2-minute thing about National Sandwich Day.
I really like a good sandwich, though.
I don't know who doesn't. I mean, unless,
Especially into bread.
I'm not supposed to really have bread, but how can you not be? Even people who can't do gluten are like, damn, I wish I had bread. Or they have gluten-free bread.
Yeah, some gluten-free
bread.
breads.
And then finding the right.
Yeah, and then finding the right gluten-free bread that actually tastes the most like real bread.
Yeah.
To be able to eat your favorite sandwich.
Right.
I had a really good, I was going to say, I had a good sandwich this week. I got food from Fox's.
Oh, it wasn't even today?
No, this week, though.
Oh, but it's National Sandwich Day.
I know, but I wanted to tell you the sandwich was really good.
Okay.
It was honestly Monday. So I had a tough, without getting too into it, because I don't really want to talk about this too much, but I've been having some issues with a former friend.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And I'm sure you've seen maybe some posts about it, or I've talked about it, but
I haven't. Stuff that you've posted or other?
Well, I've posted that I've been struggling.
Oh, that I saw.
Yeah, and I didn't really want to talk about it, and I'm still not going to talk about it too much. No. But yeah, a former friend has said some unkind things about me and some other people that I care about, and
because unfortunately, that's what people do.
It's one of those things. I know this person's probably hurting. I know they're going through a lot of stuff and all that, but all of this has just kind of made me like, I'm not gonna. I'm not going to go on social media and slam people like this person did, but because that's not how I am, especially with somebody who I was friends with, and especially somebody who I know is probably struggling, which is probably part of the reason why they're acting out. But it has made them, to me, now untrustworthy. So if this person...
They're untrustworthy.
Yes. Oh. If this person and I were to ever kindle a friendship, it would be tough because trust has been broken.
It wouldn't be the same friendship, probably.
It really wouldn't, because this was a pretty big one for me.
Yeah. Well, sure, that makes sense.
Yeah. So anyway, I was feeling really down after the weekend, and I didn't sleep well pretty much all week last week because this has really been bothering me a lot.
So the sandwich brought you out of this?
Kind of.
Oh, all right. Well,
okay,
then that is news.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this person really hurt my feelings.
Because it's not like come on, I got to tell you about this turnip I had the other day.
So I do like a good turnip.
I understand. I'm just saying. But if it helped you out of the funk, then it's totally legit. Absolutely.
So I didn't sleep very well all last week, and because of this, and and I couldn't really talk about it because it's one of those things like, if you're gonna do the right thing, if you're gonna do the right thing, even if somebody else isn't doing the right thing, you got to do the right thing and take the high road and don't talk about it on social media.
And like we've talked about many times on the show, we live in a small city.
Yeah,
people know each other a lot,
right? And and so like even this person wasn't naming names, but because we live in a small city, everybody knew who this person was talking about. So so you just don't do it. Like, if you might be mad at somebody and everything, but don't put it all on the socials.
Some folks, that's their way of venting. They probably don't have that friend that they can just blah to. Maybe.
I don't know. Maybe they feel like they don't. I don't know. I mean, I always felt like I could have been that friend, but apparently I am not. So yeah, I was taken back by it, and it was really upsetting. And yeah, I had a really, really tough mental health week all last week. I was really struggling mentally, and because I couldn't talk about it, I was worried what people were saying about me because I had to wait until the weekend to talk about it with a group of people. So it was like, I don't know what people are thinking about me, but I can't talk about it because I can't be the person who's talking about it on the social medias.
Right,
Yeah. So it was really I was really struggling. So anyway, we chatted with this group of friends on Sunday. Did make things feel better, but I still felt really kind of down. It didn't completely turn out the way I'd hoped, but it wasn't completely a lost cause either. But anyway, things will be better in the end. I really believe that.
Because there's a sandwich coming up.
Because there is a sandwich coming up. So on Monday, still feeling emotionally very raw. A lot of crying, a lot of feels, a lot of all that, So I was very, when you've really let yourself really say, like really pour your heart out to something, and then the next day or maybe later, that whatever, you just feel like physically, you're all like, you feel just like, ugh, I can't do anything anymore right now. I just felt like emotionally just gutted because I just couldn't say anything more and just had a lot of feelings. So.
Okay, I laugh because I'm the opposite.
Yeah.
I get that way when I've been holding stuff in. I don't.
Right. Well, I mean, it was just a lot. I mean, it was good that I got it out, and I'm so glad I did. It hurts to hold it in, but it still hurt to get it out too. You know what I mean? Kind of both. But I'm glad I had to say how I felt too, and I liked it. I do like being able to say the things I had to say. So on Monday, I was feeling really kind of still down, and then I was thinking to myself, you know what I need? I need soup. That's what I need. I'm like, I need some soup. I need like something that makes you feel warm and good and soup. And I don't like have any fucking food in the house. We just haven't had time to go grocery shopping. So
not a blowjob then.
No.
Okay.
So
soup's a nice runner.
Soup's good.
Yeah.
So soup. So I was like, I really need some soup. So I'm looking. I did go on the Grubhub and I got soup. Whatever.
Okay.
Whatever. I'm not. Sometimes you have to just do what you can do to get through. And so I decided to go to Fox's Deli online.
Okay.
And which is a local Jewish deli for anybody who does not know. And I have never gotten food from there because I did not grow up in the city. And it's not,
I don't know if it ever was in the city, but right now it's not.
It's not.
It's in the suburbs.
Yeah, it's in the burbs now.
I don't know if it's ever been. It may have been long time ago.
It's probably closer to Brighton than it is now, maybe. I don't know.
Anyway.
Anywho. So I didn't grow up living in this area per se, so I have never had Fox's Deli. I'm also not Jewish, so I didn't go to like Jewish things and where they probably cater.
It's been a while,
sure.
But again, because it's not close to my house.
Right.
But I have.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
So,
But now that you mentioned it, now damn it, I want to get.
Now you want to get Fox's
I want to get a
Deli.
pastrami sandwich from fucking Fox's
Deli. So I know. So
fuck.
You're like, I gotta write this down.
Yes, so I don't have beer and forget.
Like, you want Fox's Deli.
Yeah.
So of course, Dan being, Jewish on one side of his family, of course, he's had plenty of Fox's Deli too. So I'm like, man, I'm going to get some matzo ball soup and I'm going to get this other kreplach or something. I don't know. Kreplach?
Mm-hmm.
How do you say it?
Kreplach.
It was good.
Yeah.
It was real good.
Mm-hmm.
Beef wonton and a beef broth.
My grandmother used to make that.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
The homemade. I'm sure it was the homemade.
Yeah, of course. Oh
my God,
when I said made it. The only thing we talk about this all the time on the family Zoom meetings. Mm-hmm. The thing about my grandmother cooking is this. I know it's like cliche, and where the hell? Some movie, and I think we've talked about it. Shit, I can't remember. With like the cigarette dangling from the mouth and the ash. Just kind of.
That was your grandma?
Yeah, that was my grandma. Like, grandma.
I swear those grandmas make the best food, though.
They do, and they
make great food.
Never made it. The ash never made it into the food. I don't know how.
She was because she's a pro.
Well,
and I bet her soup was the bomb.
Her soup was the bomb.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a matzo ball person. That was never my jam. But just the chicken soup without the matzo. Oh.
I mean, if you know how to make a good broth, it's really to me. It's about the broth.
Yeah, her soup and the kreplach and she was
so good.
Yeah. Even her toast was good.
She made good toast.
She made good toast.
Oh man, it looked good.
She would insist on feeding me all the time, just the typical Jewish grandmother. And even if I wasn't hungry, at least I knew I had to have toast because she wouldn't leave me alone if I didn't.
Right, yeah.
So, all right, Grandma, toast.
Grandma, toast is good.
Toast is fine. And it was good toast, but it was like I wasn't even hungry, but I had something where she wouldn't leave me alone. So.
Such a cute. I love the.
yeah.
I mean, Dan's Jewish grandmother.
She's the one when I was a little baby. They would drop me off at my grandmother's, and when they come back to pick me up, they come back and she would put babies. We had to have talked about this on the show before. Babies have. Like whatever's, if it's not their thumb, they will put their fingers in their mouth. If you put something in their hand, they will put it in their mouth.
Oh yeah, I didn't put anything in their mouth. Yeah.
Sticks of butter. For some reason, sticks of butter. My grandmother was so weird, awesome but weird. She was the one because
I love that.
If you don't know me, and that's okay, I have I have quite a few physical characteristics that are not mainstream,
favorite.
And one of them is my ears tend to stick up a little bit, so they would come back, and me, little baby Dave, they would come over and there'd be some rag tied around my head to keep my ears back, she hoped that they would stay pinned back.
That doesn't work.
It does. I know
it doesn't work.
I know.
You would actually have to have you would have to have surgery.
I know,
which is weird.
I know.
Honestly, I don't even notice that. I mean, probably because I've been friends with you so long. I don't fucking notice your ears. I know. I don't notice.
No. So anyway, so the sandwich.
So the sandwich. So anyway, I got the soup. I got the mozzarella. I got the 2 different kinds of soup. I got some coffee because honestly, I was so depressed. I didn't even want to get up and make coffee.
Okay.
That's how depressed I was. And then. Okay, so the main thing is y'all. I mean, everybody who knows. I mean, I'm not supposed to be eating red meat and. All that crap, but I did get the New York sandwich, which has pastrami and corned beef on it with pickle.
That's a bit much for me.
And
only because I like both
Russian dressing and
Russian, okay.
What else was on it? Coleslaw. Okay. Oh my god, it was so good. And it was on a seedless rye because I don't like seed ryes. I like seedless rye. And then that the kosher pickle with it, and then they had really good potato salad. I saved some for Dan so he could have it, and he was like, "Oh shit, that is some bomb ass potato salad." And so yeah, that was what needed.
Fruit in it, was there?
What was that?
Was there fruit in it?
No.
Okay. Good.
No, it was really a very basic, just yellow mustard potato salad. But it was real good. It was real good.
Cool.
Yeah, you don't have. It did have egg in it, so if people don't do the egg, they wouldn't eat that because it does have egg in it. But oh my god, it was so good. Right. Dan and I went this was fucking bomb. I would get an entire pint of just that anyway. So yes, a sandwich kind of saved my life this Monday. Cool. It made me feel a little better.
And in commemoration, today is National Sandwich Day. So I do have good housekeeping news.
Okay.
Yeah. So
also go to your local Jewish deli and support them. Get a sandwich. They're so good.
Whether it's National Sandwich Day
it's National Sandwich Day or not, Jewish delis have great sandwiches.
So our next show, I know we just started this one, but our next show is going to feature, and we've been threatening this for a while, the lovely and talented Ruby Quinn.
So excited.
Yep. Who is a performer down in, I shouldn't say she's based out of New York City, but the reason it's taken a few weeks to actually hook up with her is because she's been traveling and doing some stuff. And I will get into it when we talk to her next week. So we're actually recording at a weird time, Wednesday afternoon, late afternoon. So I don't.
Is she going to be in our time zone or?
Yeah. Okay, she's back in New York.
Oh,
she's back in New York.
She was somewhere else.
No, she was. She was in Vegas, and then because as part of the Stuart Badasso media empire, I do get to see. She is a prolific Instagram poster. So on Stuart's account,
that's right. You did tell me to.
Every time I'm gonna go right now. I have my phone right here, and my Instagram's gonna go right to Stuart's account, and I promise you, she is somewhere
within the first few people that you're gonna see.
Actually, not even so much post, but usually in the stories. Yeah, so she is always on there one way or another.
What's her name again? Because I'm going to look her up right now.
It's like Ruby Queen with 7 E's or something. I can't remember how many. I sent it to you. You left it.
I know.
Yeah. So anyway, we'll have the links and all that shit next week. But we talked about why before, and I'm not going to do it now because I don't know if she's going to listen to the show just to kind of see what we're all about. But there's a reason why I reached out. I wanted to talk to her, and not in a too creepy way. It's not. I know it's not. I'm hoping it's cute and not creepy, but it really has nothing to do with her. but anyway, we'll get to it. So she's going to be on the next show, and if she is listening to kind of scout out what we're about now, she might run away. But don't run away. I promise. It's very nice, and you'll be happy. I promise. As I go to immediately talk about.
That's not her, is it?
No, that's not
okay.
her. I sent it to you.
I know. I'm being lazy and not looking at my emails.
Okay. I don't know. It was on the.
Oh no, it was on Instagram.
It was on the Instagram app.
You're right. Never mind. Sorry, folks. I'm being an asshole.
And so I'm saying that we're not creepy, and now I'm about to talk about porn. So, but I'm following up because people know when I say I'm going to do something, at least I try. I might not succeed, but I fucking try and follow through. So we were talking a few weeks ago, about ethical porn.
Yes, we were.
And I was going to, that I need to find more for links at our website, stuartbordasco.com. And I did. We are now affiliates of a couple more and things I'd never even heard of before. To Frolic Me, which is all one word, and the other one is Bright Desire. And we're working on a couple more companies, I don't know, sites, whatever you want to call it, that does ethical porn, more independent, more... not real world. What's sort of not as good stuff. Okay,
it's not all like makeup and lots of like. It's not fake. We just say more like it's real sex. Like it's more. It's not like
it does seem to be. But I did a mini research as much as I was going to put time into it.
I mean, to be honest, there's nothing wrong with like acting either. It's fine.
No, we were talking about this when we were. No, there might be some acting too, but in a definite, more independent kind of way. It's like the difference between. Oh man, okay, this could totally take us to something I have on my list, but I'm not going to do it.
Okay,
because I don't want to get away from it. But like watching an independent movie. At your local independent theater, as opposed to going to the big megaplex watching the newest blockbuster.
Right. So it's a different which is so one kind of makes you feel like, hey, I'm supporting the small person, small guy, little guys. Yes. Yeah, we like that.
So there's some new ones there, and then we've also made a return. I can't believe I'm going to say this out loud. Now we've made, because we used to be on this social media outlet before, and they started being douchey, and so I took us off, and I've discovered that they're not as douchey anymore, and we're back on Tumblr. I know. It's like for teenagers, I think, but
I don't even know who goes on Tumblr.
I don't know. There's a few people. That's why I kept seeing things. I have this Tumblr thing now, and so I'm like, all right, look, we're on Pillow Fort. There's 4 people on fucking Pillow Fort, right? So, and so it's like wherever, and especially with the algorithms with fucking Twitter and Facebook being what they are.
Yeah,
I will go to everywhere, whatever, as long as it's an easy way to post, and this is an easy way to post our shows. We're back on Tumblr, so if you're listening to the show and you're a Tumblr person, there you go.
We'll
Congrats.
be there. Hey, hey, Tumblr peeps.
Yeah, and I think
I don't even really know what Tumblr is. What is Tumblr?
It's like a.
It's just pictures, isn't it?
It's multimedia, but it's kind of bloggy, but kind of Instagram-y, kind of. Yeah, and
because I mostly see like I'll be on some other website and they'll be like, oh, it's and you go to click on a picture and they'll say Tumblr picture or something. I'm like, okay, I don't really know what else they do.
And they used to be kind of free in terms of what you could post. There was actually the naked and stuff, and then I think Yahoo bought them or something, and they turned into douchebags, and they were kicking folks who had made their, I don't want to say a living, but they really had an online presence, and they got kicked off, and that's when I went, well, fuck you guys then. So I'll just leave, but I'm hearing they've kind of chilled out now, and so I was like, all right, we'll dip our toe back in, and so we're on. So I can give you the list. There's Special K's stuff, Jesus. I'm sorry. This is just not good.
I know. Look at your pile. You have like just a pile of papers.
Yeah.
I went through a pile of papers today and threw out some papers.
I write
it made me feel
stuff
good.
On notes and stuff like that. Well, anyway, so I can tell you we're on Minds.com, which is a libertarian haven, and but whatever.
You almost sound like
again,
you said mimes,
no
and that makes it
mimes.
even funnier
Yeah.
to me.
Pillow Fort, Lips, which by the way, Lips.social, we've talked about this before. You should totally check out Lips.social. It's like a sexy Instagram. You should totally check out Lips. And they're independently owned, and they're cool. Now we're back on Tumblr, and of course we got the Facebook and the Twitter. And then our own site, actually, StuartBurdasco.com is really where you need to...
got lots of cool stuff
yeah,
on
that's
there.
where you need to do that. So there's new porn and old porn and sex toys and beer and clothes and links to news sites.
And we talk about our kids and gardening.
Absolutely. And there's the Stuart Burdasco
Just think about that one time for weeks.
radio show that's 24/7 with doing protest music and yeah. And we're super close, potentially in the next couple weeks, to finally having our logo branding. I hate using the word branding. For Cool Cats for Change, which has been going, coolcatsforchange.com. There's stuff posted there where you can try and change the world. Quick stuff, right? And also news about the real damn it, this Saturday. I really wanted to be in DC this Saturday, but it didn't work out. So anyway, coolcatsforchange.com, and then we're gonna have some fun with the logo and t-shirts and all that kind of jazz. So you should totally check all that shit
Do that.
out. Yep.
Do that.
All right. Man.
What else you got there, Dave? You
need
got
a
a
beer.
list.
Well, there was the little
Do
stuff.
you need a beer?
Oh, are you
Let me
getting
go
up for one? Oh, then
Well, I'll just get you one.
okay. Yes.
Yeah, your list. I'll
Thank
grab
you.
them for you.
Yeah, because okay, but this next thing you're gonna want to sit down for this. Thank you. I do appreciate it very much.
You're welcome.
No, because this is something I never do. I never do. We talk about how I never do this.
Oh, watch a movie?
Yeah. Not only am I going to watch a movie, see how you knew that?
I love that we know each other this well that I knew exactly. I'm like, you're going to watch a movie, aren't you?
I did. In fact,
watched the movie.
Holy shit.
Did you watch more than one movie?
I've watched the same movie literally 5 times this week. So
And you don't have a little kid because, I watched the first Harry Potter
but it
every
involves
day for
kids.
weeks.
I did it at school.
Oh, okay.
So it was a movie I had already seen, and I don't think I've mentioned it on the show. If I did, I apologize, but I'm going to really get into it today. And it worked into the classes that I'm teaching, and I'll get a little bit more into that in just a second. And so I've been showing it, and because my class periods are short, they're very small. The kids I work with do not have super long attention spans, and even the short periods we have are still too fucking long for them. And so it took 4 days to watch this movie. And came out in 2021, a couple years old. And yeah, it's not even from the 80s. And it's called CODA, CODA. And that's actually an acronym, and it's short for Children of Deaf Adults. And that's not that term did not originate from this movie. It's a term that's been around for a gazillion years. And this movie, it came out, and it might, from what I hear, the only place you can watch it, with an asterisk there, is on Apple Plus.
Okay.
So you're like, Dave, there's no fucking way you watch Apple Plus because you hate the man and you would never do that. You are correct, sir. And ma'am, and or madam, or whatever, however
Or they.
you, or yeah, you,
You person.
hey you,
You
Right.
human person.
So I don't remember where I read about it because I read about it a year and whatever ago, and it took a lot of looking because again it was just available to watch the stream on Apple Plus, but thanks to eBay I was able to find it as a DVD.
Oh, great.
And then when I watched it, now it's PG-13, and for school, there are a few things that, nah, because we talk about this in my classes. We not only encourage teachers to teach about violence, it's mandated. It's on the tests. We teach about wars. We teach about conflict. We right.
I mean, it's part of human history.
Right.
How do you not teach it?
Right. But unless you're in health class, anything that has to do with human sexuality, you are fucked as a teacher. You are, people flip the fuck out. You're labeled a pervert. You don't. It's the third rail of teaching. You just
Wait, I'm
don't do
missing
it.
Something. Wait, something didn't.
So if
Okay.
something's rated something that's above PG,
Okay.
right? But it could be because of violence, which whatever, right? But it could be about any kind of sexuality.
Okay, now I understand.
So
okay.
what there was, and it was relatively mild. I would say even on network TV, there might have been one small thing that you wouldn't see on network TV, but everything else.
What was like the ones?
It was, you couldn't see any, I'll put air quotes on, naughty bits, but it was basically a mom and a dad kind of doing the deed.
Right, but you couldn't see the bits, but you knew what they were doing.
Oh yeah, no, there was totally
right.
bits. There was moaning and.
Oh, there were, but you didn't see any. No, I mean, did you see bits?
No,
you
no
just
bits.
heard moaning.
Yeah,
you know what they're doing.
No,
okay I'm sorry.
Sorry. All right, remind me to come back to this because if I don't tell you what the movie's kind of about, you
okay.
You won't
all
all right. So, Children of Deaf Adults. So this is about a family of all deaf, except for one daughter who's hearing. She's the coda.
I feel like you and I talked about this one.
Maybe.
I don't know. 'Cause it sounds really familiar.
So, but I'm saying you should watch this movie. Cool. So you can go to Apple Plus if you must. If you already have it, please don't get a subscription just for this. Jesus Christ. Or somehow maybe it could end up downloaded to your computer. I wouldn't say how to do that. Not that I've ever done that ever, but maybe you could do that somehow. But don't do that. It's illegal. Maybe just for testing purposes or something. So anyway, it's an awesome movie. It's really, really good.
How long is it?
Just a little under 2 hours.
Okay.
And and of course you got to have some kind of drama conflict. She likes to sing, and we find out she's really good at it. And there's this quirky music teacher at her school who's trying to get her to audition to go to music school, to Berklee School of Music.
I assume you mean the hearing person.
Yeah, the hearing child.
The hearing child.
Right.
Okay.
So, and that causes the conflict. And like in a lot of families with codas, they've relied on her to interpret for a lot of things that they really not a doctor. In fact, there's a scene that I had to cut about a doctor's visit she interpreted when their genitals were having some issues.
Wait a second. You and I have to stop for a second.
Yeah.
I've either seen this movie
All right.
or you and I have talked about it because this, I'm
Maybe
like,
we
wait,
did.
I know about this.
Okay. So I highly, because we just finished watching it, the last part, because I said it took 4 days. We just finished today. So I'm like, hey, we're doing the show. I'm going to come on and say, damn it, you should watch this movie, Coda, from 2021. There's some horror movie that has nothing to do with deafness, I think from the 80s with the same name. Not that one. Not that. The new one, the 2021. I think it won an Academy Award.
Oh. Maybe that's one of the reasons I've heard of it.
Yeah, that could.
Because I'm like, gosh, why does this? I'm wondering if I saw that scene or
actually,
something.
you know what? Talk for a second.
Okay. Because now I'm kind of wondering, maybe did I see that? Maybe did I see that scene or something on TV because maybe they were talking about that movie?
That's the DVD.
Oh, I do. You know what? I haven't seen this movie, but I think I did.
Then you should borrow
the scene. Yeah, thank you. I would love to. The scene you're talking about, I think I saw just that scene on TV. I think because of because they were up for an award.
So,
they won a bunch of Sundance awards.
Yeah. So so the humping part, and Marley Matlin's in it, who is probably the most famous deaf person in the country,
maybe even the world.
Yeah,
really.
and the rest of the family actually are deaf actors. And as I was looking for some other stuff about
including the hearing daughter.
No, I'm
okay, sorry.
So they like fucking Hollywood does or whatever. I don't know if this is Hollywood. Like people do, they actually wanted to cast hearing people as the deaf father and the deaf brother, and Marley Matlin went, "You do that, I'm out," because she didn't say that's bullshit, but I'm summarizing.
I bet she did. She's awesome.
Well, maybe
she's pretty cool.
Well, that's true. Where I saw this story was like on the CBS morning show, so she probably didn't say bull. She probably said it there in the meeting, but yeah. So
and being her, they probably
so
okay,
she
never
was
mind.
in it, and she's deaf, and the dad and the dad and the son are deaf actors as well, and
okay,
there was nobody else.
She's
deaf.
the mom. She's the
mom, and she's the mom. So the girl. All right, I'm gonna give you a spoiler here. I am going, but it doesn't affect you knowing the plot. I mean, there's and to be honest with you, the ending's mildly. It ends up being a feel good story. You can tell this is what's going to happen. Kind of. There are some twists for sure,
but it's still an interesting. I mean, very different.
Yeah, without question.
Different plot.
And so, but I didn't know this until after. So again, somehow maybe if you happen to go somewhere and maybe kind of download it, you might get some extra features that there was like some Italian thing. There's like Italian subtitles on this, and they have interviews with all of the actors, and they get to the main character whose name is Ruby, the hearing daughter, and they go to interview her, the actress, and she's talking and she's fucking British, and I'm like, wait, so she's British, so she's doing an American accent and learned to ASL, and she's got to sing. She's not a professional singer, so she took singing lessons. Like, this chick nailed it.
That's impressive.
No.
Shit.
And so I didn't know.
Good for her.
So I hope if it's that part's the spoiler, well then too bad.
No, that doesn't.
You're fine. But I didn't know this until I, somehow this footage ended up on my computer somehow, and I must have been hacked.
Oh my gosh! Be careful. Change all your passwords.
Right. I better do that. So I suggest when do I, other than going and watching like Better Off Dead and Monty Python and the Holy Grail, shit from the 80s and 70s,
300th time,
I am saying you should go see Coda. It's so the humping thing. Sorry, I keep. How do I forget about the humping? So she, the love interest of the hearing girl who's in high school. There's, I don't want to say exactly why, but he ends up over to the house, right, and they don't know that the parents are home, and the parents don't know, obviously they're deaf, so they don't know the other people. So they're doing this music stuff. They're practicing this music stuff for their music class, and all of a sudden you're moaning, and they're like, "What the hell's that?" And the girl realizes what it is, and she goes out into the hallway, and to get deaf people's attention somehow, you can flick the lights on and off. So she reaches in without coming into the room, and then the camera shows the scene, and they are in bed, and Marley Madden is on top, and she's pounding away, so to speak, but they're clothed. You can't see bits.
Can't see any bits.
But they're obviously,
you know what they're doing.
Jumping on them. So obviously, so I can't show that.
Right, you can't.
Right.
You can't.
So I had to take somehow this electronic version that ended up on my computer by some mysterious reason.
Crazy.
And after 4 different tries at 4 different kinds of software, was able to edit those parts out. So I turned it into a PG movie.
Oh, cool.
On my own. And so I was able to show it.
I'm actually kind of impressed by that.
Well, it wasn't the cleanest edit. I mean, in terms of, there was a couple times you can see, okay, some dumbass did this, but there were a couple that actually you couldn't tell.
You're like, all right, what do you mean?
And I told the kids that I did this, and they were like, man, why? We don't care. I'm like, look, guys, this isn't about you. I don't want to get fired, so deal with it.
So
deal with it, right?
You want to see the unedited version? Go ask your parents.
I was like, I said it's on Apple Plus. Blah, 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 blah. I can't hear you. Right. So anyway, Coda, CODA. You should go check it out. And so during lunch today, I actually looked up Amelia Jones is the name of the British actress. And I didn't know where she's been in movies for a while. She was a kid. She was on an episode of Doctor Who.
Oh.
Like you do when you're British. And she has a new movie coming out probably any day, because it says 2023 and there's only a couple months left, about the person who was arrested by the government for espionage. Winner Realty, Winner something, I can't remember her last name.
Liner?
Something like that. Anyway, okay. I'm blanking on the last. So apparently somebody wrote a dark comedy based on that story, and she plays the espionage person who got arrested for espionage. So I was like, I really like what she did in Coda. I may actually go try to watch a new movie.
Just because I think it was, well, I mean, that's cool.
Yeah. So there's that. I watched a movie.
Dan and I watched a movie this week.
You guys always watch movies.
I know.
It's not news for you.
I know, but we went out to see a movie, though. We did go out to see, on Halloween, we did go to The Little, which is an independent theater near us, near the Rochester area, and they had they were well, I guess during the month, during the entire month, they've been showing, horror films. And on Halloween, they showed the director's cut of The Exorcist, of the original one, on the big screen. And I'd never seen it neither Dan nor I have ever seen it on the big screen. I mean, both of us have seen, we've never watched it together, I don't think, but we both have seen it, many times. It was cool seeing it on the big screen, though. It kind of, like I was telling Dan, I didn't really tell him about this until later, but I have very fond memories. It's gonna sound fucked up probably, but my parents loved scary movies, loved them. So no shock that I also do, because they totally introduced them to me, including The Exorcist. And I remember my dad talking about seeing The Exorcist when it first came out in the theaters. And how scary it was. It was such a, nothing like that had ever been out before. And it was really terrifying. And so watching it in the theater kind of made me feel like, oh, Dad, look at you. Yeah, I'm doing what you did. I saw it. Now I see it in the theater too. I don't know. Just gave me happiness thinking about my dad. Him going to see a movie about the devil and stuff.
Well, that works. Hey, we bond over... my father and I bonding over getting drunk or whatever. Whatever.
People bond over whatever. But yeah, it was cool. It was just cool seeing it on okay, but here was the weird part. So I've seen...
Oh, that's not the weird part. Okay.
That's...
Go for it.
But here's the thing that was interesting. Well, not
was there
weird,
a sandwich
maybe.
involved? Sorry.
No, there was no sandwiches.
Okay.
Though it is kind of cool now. You can go to places nowadays and get a beer or a glass of wine or a cocktail at movie theaters.
Yeah.
And that was not something that you could do for a long time. And I remember doing that when I was in Finland.
Because the floors aren't sticky enough. So.
Yeah, right. The floors are pretty good there, but again, independent theater, they're probably a little more cautious about it.
Sippy cups. Drink your wine in.
But but that was kind of a cool thing that I did when I was in Finland, and now we can do it here too. And I like that. But seeing
country where I most like to be.
Yeah, it's pretty great there, I have to say.
It's an old Monty Python bit, but that's okay. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry, I couldn't stay in this century.
I know, of course, you have to go back to Monty Python.
Sorry,
always. Oh man, now I forgot what I was talking about. Sorry. Well, anyway, The Exorcist.
The weird
part. Oh, the weird part. So anybody who's seen it, that it's a young girl. She gets, not the devil, but a demon does take over her body and possesses her, and so then an exorcist has to come along and get the demon out of her. So while she's possessed by the demon, she says demony things, and they're terrible. And some of them
sew socks that smell.
Yes, like that one.
Yes,
that one. Like, okay, it's terrible. But this time watching it, people started laughing, and then I could not help but think to it myself that it's funny.
Was that in the movie? Your mama sew socks that smell?
Well, you're talking about the real ways. Is your mother sucks cocks in hell, right?
No. Oh, no. Oh, is that what she said? Okay.
No. What she really says is your mother sucks cocks in hell.
Oh no, because when they made fun of it on Saturday Night Live, when Richard Pryor was the host, the kid said your mama sews socks that smell.
Oh yeah, but that's what. That's what. Oh yeah, you've never seen the movie probably.
I actually think I did a gazillion years ago when I was a kid, and I remember. I remember the plot. Possessed by the devil, throwing
crazy
up.
Stuff, throwing up.
That's
being thrown all over the room.
Yeah, I don't remember the sucks cocks in hell.
So anyway, so many different times. Yeah, no, but because I never thought about it back. I haven't seen the movie in quite a few years, admittedly, and I just suddenly I really did find parts of it really funny.
I had a kid in summer school who kept coming in every day going, "Can we watch The Exorcist in class?" No. He even showed up with an Exorcist shirt on. I'm like, bro, stop. You can wear the shirt whatever you want.
You can wear what you want. You can bring the movie in with you. It's just not going to get shown.
Yeah, no, sorry.
You can show it to me and go, "Can we watch this?" And we go, "No, we're not." But peace out. But it was cool. It was, when you see. I think it's one of those things like, well, I know since you're not a huge movie goer, maybe you don't think about it much, but when you see a movie like that was really at the time was, it was a groundbreaking movie. And when you see it on the big screen and you see all those iconic moments that you know about because you've seen the movie so many times and you see it on a big screen, and then you really then you really get into the director. Then you really look at it like, you know, what was he like? You see the vision, like you can really see the vision, but you think you can see the vision even when you've been watching it on a small screen. When you see it on the big one, you really go, oh, I can see all that. Like, I get exactly what he was probably thinking at the time. Oh, it's such a fucking great movie. Such a great fucking movie. And there is a remake that's out now. And I actually do kind of want to see it because I've heard it's actually not bad.
Recent?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's out in theaters now, maybe even.
Oh, wow, I did not.
Well, because I posted it on Facebook.
There's still theaters?
Yeah, well, I mean, clearly, I just went to one.
I was just making it.
And I went to 2 movies this year in a theater since we went to see the Barbie movie also.
Maybe if they show Better Off Dead again, I'll go.
I mean, once in a while they do show old, like
I know they do.
I went on that double date.
You went to The Exorcist.
Right. Well, I also went, pre-COVID, I went on that double date with BW and Sean Renee. We all went to see Blazing Saddles in the theater. That was fun. What else did Dan and I go see? Did we see Neverending Story? Yeah, we saw Neverending Story.
Wait. I'm sorry. Who'd you go see Blazing Saddles with?
Sean Renee and BW. Brian.
He's still alive?
Well, I mean, yeah, he is still alive, but yeah, that was back then. I did see him a couple months ago, so at least a couple months ago, he was still.
I'm not on his radar anymore, but I hear that's kind of how he rolls. I'm not.
The funny thing about it is when I saw him out at Lux, and he was wearing. And I saw him like, oh, nice shirt you're wearing. He goes, thanks, it was your son's. I go, is it? He goes, yeah. I don't even know how he got it. He somehow that. I mean, I know they used to live up the street from each other, so I don't know. Somehow that was at Jerry's house, and then Brian was at Jerry's house and needed a shirt or something, so he got that shirt. So he cleaned the fuck out of that shirt because that shirt was nasty, full of stains. Because it was Dan's shirt before it was Alex's shirt. Oh. So and now it's Brian White's shirt. It's his Dead Milk.
Who has been on the show before. And I would love to tell you, go back and find and listen, but we had to take them all. Well, okay, on that note, it took me forever. I'm changing the subject.
That's fine.
Okay.
I'm all done.
Because, no, I have a segue here, though. Because it took me forever to find this, but finally on our Patreon, I have the chicken fucking episode.
Oh!
The one with Dr. J. And if you're like, wait, what?
Our friend Dr. J.
The old episode, Dr. J came out and told us about a study done, not by her, but a study done about the cancer rates in people in Brazil who have sex with animals. And we put the link up on our at times. And
God, that was such a fun show.
Yeah, it was.
God, that was such a good time.
It is now on our Patreon. So I'm slowly, one at a time, every now and then, putting up the greatest hits of our shows that I had.
Did you see her kid?
That I chose to take down. Did
you see her kid's Halloween costume?
I did not.
She was Wonder Woman.
Oh, sure.
Wow.
So I apologize. I need to back up 1 second because in case you were like, yeah, Dave, I normally would listen to go see a movie, but I'm not going to see that because I don't know anything about sign language because I forgot to say this part. And you need to know. This thing is open captioned all throughout. So even when there's just hearing people in the scene and they're talking, it's still captioned. So deaf people can see it too, that kind of thing. So
That's great.
Right. So just letting you know, you don't have to know sign language at all. Just thought
Actually, I mean, there's a lot of people I feel around my age that like captions now anyway, just because, you get older. A lot of us have been going to concerts for many years. Our hearing isn't what it used to be. And
while we were talking about The Exorcist, that popped in my head. I should say that. If you're like, nice try, Dave, but I don't know sign language. You don't need to know sign language.
Man, I assumed it would be like that, but wow, it would be weird if it wasn't.
Yeah. Talk about that'd be a really indie movie.
Oh yeah, it'd be super, super indie.
Yeah, right.
I mean, it'd be cool. I would support that idea. I'm like, but like, I support the idea. Sorry, I can't go see your movie, but good on you.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, that was it. I just had to get that in there. Yeah. And you know what? I don't know to what. I'm definitely not putting it to Apple Plus. I'll put a link to something about Coda in the show notes. I don't know what.
Well, man, I wish I could figure out where Because I know I saw that.
Yeah, but you're
Just
into
that
movies,
version.
and if there's all the awards, there probably was.
I probably watched like a little bit of a trailer of that
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
Probably more than likely.
Right.
Because I'm like, when you start like, wait a second, I know this movie. I don't know, what a cool idea though for a movie. Just when you know what's great about human ingenuity and creativity, just when you think that we've thought of all the different kinds of plots of everything you can think of, suddenly then somebody comes up with a new one, and that makes me really happy.
Yeah, I will admit, watching this movie again 5 times this week, the stuff that I took out, it's way of a better movie with the stuff,
That you had to take out.
yeah, with it in there. Yeah, no question. It just makes it way funnier. It makes it a little bit more human. But
You
again,
got
want my
kids.
job. Yeah.
You want your job,
my
and you know.
sort of. But yeah. I want the paycheck anyway.
So I'm assuming you showed this in your class, in your
Sign
sign language class.
Yes, I am now teaching 5 sign language
What did
classes
they
a
think
day.
of the movie in general?
My kids don't like anything. And
Okay,
I know
they
this
don't like
sounds like
anything.
mean, grumpy old man,
No,
but
no,
they
no.
really.
No,
my
you're right.
kids are kind of damaged, and there's nothing that we do that they tend to like.
Right. I mean, they might like it, but they're not going to let you know that they liked it.
Yeah,
Probably.
Yeah, and we had the
I also
conversation.
feel like a lot of kids are like, I mean, I'm sure that some of these kids have gone through some serious trauma, and
Yeah.
I don't doubt it. And just knowing about the BOCES
No,
program,
there's
a
that
lot of
part-
times kids.
There's that part too about
Yeah.
just teenagers being.
But teenagers in general are kind of just
No,
dicks
this
like
is
that.
like to the-
This is the next degree, though.
Yeah, this is
I mean, because I'm sure my son would have been like, oh, stupid, because that's what kids do.
But by the same token, they were asking questions a lot. Hey, can deaf people do this? But even though
That's
they
good,
bitched the
though.
whole way,
Right,
oh,
but-
so I know. But
oh, so you know.
Oh, yeah, but
they
still.
got something out of it. They don't want to admit it, but they got something out of it.
no question. And
That's
honestly,
great. What kind of questions did they ask? I'm curious.
which is weird because they ask the same questions. Like stuff we've already talked about. Like, do deaf people have voices? Literally.
Oh, they think that like their voice boxes don't work or something?
Something like that. One kid was like, so at the very
they don't
end, none of the deaf family, the 3 deaf
Mm-hmm.
people in the room, use their voices for the most part. At the very
Except
end,
for the moaning part.
Except
Except for the moaning.
That's true.
So you know they can.
At
do
the
that.
very end, one of the characters says a 1-word thing, and dude was like, "Wait a minute, don't you lose your voice if you don't use it for like a year?" And I was like, "Well, I'm not a doctor, I don't know, but."
It might hurt. It might be a little scratchy. It's probably gonna be scratchy.
Yeah.
I mean, it is. There's like muscles and shit
Well, again,
there.
dude was moaning, so it's like he wasn't not using it. I didn't say that because.
Right. I mean, we can say that
He
here,
was an
but
8th grader too. I wasn't gonna say it to an 8th grader.
I know. Yeah, that's funny.
Anyway, so yeah, it was really, and
I'm excited to watch this.
For me, who now is now that I don't remember. Did we talk about it on the show how I was called the sign language teacher now?
No, I didn't. I don't think you did.
my principal described me as the sign language teacher.
Oh, that's nice, isn't it?
It is, but I mean, like, it's the thing I'm actually not certified in, and
Oh, so
it's
you don't
like,
really want to talk about it.
well, no, it's fine. I think it's funny. I'm trying to make a joke out of it. Just like, all the other stuff I do there too, but now I'm the sign language teacher. But yeah, it's watching.
Wow, Marley Manton's. I'm just saying, she's still a freaking hottie.
Watching the total, watching the signing in there was really interesting to me because, like, as I'm teaching it, I'm trying to, because just like in English, you could say the same thing using different vocabulary words. That means the same thing, and sometimes they mean relatively the same thing, but there's nuances. So same thing with signs. And I'm getting that for the sign. I'm sorry, I don't remember if I've said this on the show. I'm actually taking sign language classes.
We have talked about it, I think.
We did. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm getting that too, where my sign language teacher, who is deaf, is, saying this is the sign for this. And I'm like, geez, I learned something different. And then when she's talking about the alternatives, I'm like, oh, that's the one I learned.
I know that one.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm actually picking up, and then I'm like, oh, I actually like the one she's doing better. And then sometimes I'm like, nah, I like my way better on this one.
So
it's
okay.
it's the same way of like speaking and the vocabulary you use, how you grow up and how you the words you pick. Like, I don't like what you're doing, as opposed to saying you're being a fucking douche right now. Same, different vocabulary, but you're kind of saying
the same thing.
Yeah. All right, that was an extreme version, but
well, I mean, no, I'm just thinking about even learning. I'm just thinking about that in terms of learning other languages, not even sign language, but just other languages.
Without question.
It's just, I feel like, I mean, I took French for 2 years, and then I also, was immersed in another culture for a year in Finland. So I was immersed in Swedish and Finnish when I was there. And yeah, it's like, it's kind of, it's still like learning that language, and you realize like this word means this, and this, but it could mean also this. But I still feel like English is still more difficult.
Sure, we'll go with that.
You don't think so?
I don't know. I don't know. I've tried to learn Spanish like 70 times using a podcast, and I like trail off after like 7 episodes. Sure. We've talked about the Scottish guy.
The Scottish guy.
I'm learning Spanish from a guy with a deep Scottish accent. I'm like, whatever.
I know. I'm like, I want to learn it from a Spanish person. Like, I want to learn it from somebody who speaks it. Like, that's their language. I mean, maybe it's his language too. I don't know.
It doesn't seem to me, but this guy, because he knows, because he compares it to other languages. He's one of those weirdos that like knows 17 languages.
Oh yeah, I knew. I met a couple people like that. I've met a couple people like that.
Yeah, right. And I say that with love and
no,
because
they're usually usually those people are probably somewhat spectrum type people.
Well, maybe.
But they're probably somewhat geniuses, but they're interesting. Yeah, I've met a couple people like that.
And I think when we've talked about it on the show, then I'm sure I've talked about, at least in the first beginning episodes, his sidekick, the quote student, whose voice is just, oh God, just
so
still
nice.
Haunts me. Oh my God. Sorry, that is creepy, but goddamn,
creepy.
It is.
It's okay.
Oh, Kara.
Kara, your voice.
Oh my God.
Was she Mexican?
Scottish.
Oh. Kara? Doesn't seem very Scottish. I don't know. I don't fucking know.
Don't care.
Care.
It's Scottish for fucking hottie. Sorry. Oh my God. So speaking of my nads,
how your nads doing?
All right. Look, I promise it was really my intention. Like a few weeks ago, we talked about the issue I've been having, right? And I'm only bringing it up because I have, all right. So like, again, not my intention to like make this into a thing again about. So a few weeks ago, I was talking about how I've been having this pain, went to the doctor, had an ultrasound. They did the artisan goo kind of thing, whatever, and go back and listen. And so they think it was a hernia, which, as I'm finding out, this is not just an old person thing. This happens to young people too. It's just things happen. Yep. So finally I went to see the surgeon this week. And so I'm thinking I'm going under the knife. And I'll just do the quick thing. He doesn't necessarily think it's a hernia. Now we don't know. I've got a CT scan coming up in a couple weeks. But
okay.
I'm only bringing that up because of the next part. So, of course, to check me, he's going to check, with the hand.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
All the hand thing.
Yeah, the hand thing.
Well, you kind of have to.
Right, yeah. Well, I thought maybe he'd just look at the ultrasound results. There really wouldn't be any hand to groin contact on this one. But no. In fact, look, let me start with this. I would never, ever, ever insinuate that what I go through is worse than what any woman goes through in their gynecological lives. Ever. Right?
I've gone through some shit.
I know. And I would never, and I'm never saying what I went through was the worst thing. For better or worse, for the rest of you, do a podcast. So I'm telling you the story. Okay. That's where I'm coming from. And it is not my intention to give you medical updates every week. Just, I'm coming to you with this story that
whatever. It's our fucking podcast. We can talk about whatever the fuck we want.
No, but I don't want to do like old people. Oh, in my knee, and your knee, my knee.
I don't know. I think it's kind of funny.
Okay, well, So anyway, I'm trying to stay young Be hip with the kids, and not get off my lawn, guy.
Yeah, whatever. We're already past that. I feel.
Know, whatever. So anyway, my dad's. So, oh my God, this guy. I mean, I have never, without actually being inside me, been this invaded before in my life. It was so, I mean, the difference, obviously, the difference between male presenting and female in terms of the actual genitals is that our genitals, males are on the outside, right?
Right.
So unless I'm getting the prostate checked, everything's usually external.
Right.
And technically,
I mean, I have been a witness to. I've been in the room with my child when he's had an exam. You know,
Okay,
he's had to have
so-
the exam. So,
so-
I kind of know.
so technically, this
like,
was still
You
external.
do like the grabby.
but
testicle
this dude
thing.
was he was trying to feel everything, and it fucking hurt. And
Wait a second. What did he like? What did he do?
he
Like
was
the whole junk and everything. Like
but like he was going up into the cavity like from the outside. This wasn't through my booty hole, if I may go with there.
like he was just pushing down into it.
Up from the up.
Oh.
Right.
Oh,
I've
okay,
never
I can
had.
All right, I see what you're saying.
I've
now.
never had it.
Oh, that seems terrible.
But that's not.
It doesn't
even,
seem fun. Yeah, no.
Okay, but that's not even the reason why I'm bringing this story to the show, because of course, if you're going to do that, of course, there's going to be a 25-year-old cute medical student with him and saying, "Can she do it too?" Of course, they're going to do that. Of course, it's me.
Dave, I'm so sorry.
Okay, and not only once standing, but then they had to check it lying down. So I got 4 fucking times. And the first time we talked about this issue I was having, we talked about some shrinkage, right? Mm-hmm. This was negative. There was like negative penis. There was so much shrinkage, like it was like an innie.
You know, I'm gonna guess that this probably happens pretty much.
It was like I had 2 belly buttons.
Yeah, no, but I'm guessing that probably happens
sure.
all the time.
Oh, I'm sure.
It doesn't make it any better for you.
No. And you know what? There was like, and it was literally a split second. And I'm
Right.
like, you know what? Look, I'm sure there's I don't know what the percentage is. I've never looked it up. I'm sure I'm good, but I'm gonna like go with 50-50 in terms of growers and showers.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Well, how do you get that stat?
I don't know. I have never.
Worst statistic gig ever, I would say, or pretty close.
Like, I don't know, because like even like I mean it's not like I've seen like every size penis
that's
on
true.
the planet, but
you've seen
I've
more
had a
than
few,
me.
you know. But I've had a few dudes in my life, and but I'm gonna say like
You're right. I think there's more showers than growers.
I just feel like every guy, like it, depending on like what they're doing and what they're doing in their like if it's like first thing in the morning, yeah, I mean you gotta pee and shit, you're like your dick's gonna be a little bigger and stuff because you gotta you know what I mean, like it's gonna be like
it doesn't
and
stay
then,
one size, all
right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just
totally.
like you may not be like excited or hard or
again,
have anything,
that
but
thing
it's
about grower and shower thing. But
I'm like I don't know. I feel like
And-
every guy is so
and the
their
truth
penis
is,
is changed without what they're doing.
As soon as I knew where this was going, I'm like, you know what? Not even looking.
Don't.
I don't want to know how much
Nope.
shrink it. I just knew that there was, and I split second.
Honestly, I mean, I feel like anybody who would do something. I mean, just picturing it in my head, I'm like, I feel like every dude would probably have the exact same.
Yeah.
Because your dick kind of does have its own, like, something. Like it protects itself.
There was nothing.
Right? I mean, that's kind of what I
Sure,
mean. When
we'll go with that. I
when
don't know
you're
what it's
cold,
doing.
I mean, like when you're cold,
It
goes
doesn't
up.
talk to me, thankfully.
No, but I mean, when you're cold, it like goes up because
Yeah.
there's probably like a reason. There's probably like a genetic reason where
Yes,
it's like,
no,
yes,
there is.
I got to go inside.
Yes,
I have
no,
to
no,
protect
that,
myself.
yes.
So it's having something grab it in a way that doesn't feel right. It's like, nope, got to go inside. I got to protect myself.
Yeah, it was.
It's probably
it was,
like an instinctual just
So
body thing.
my thing wasn't about coming and talking about how traumatic this guy was jamming. It was like, of course, there's a 25-year-old cute medical
student that he goes, would you mind if she did the same so she can, because that's her job.
And there was that split second where I went, you know what, bro? what am
What are you gonna do? Say no?
right.
Look like a dick
Right.
about
Well,
it? You're like,
no, I wouldn't have said it like, oh my God, this is outrageous. I wouldn't have done that kind of thing.
oh, I'm a little uncomfortable.
I would have said that and I would have been fine with it, but I'm at that point where I'm like, well, look, it's not like I'm trying to get laid here. So,
Right.
I'm not trying to
here
impress.
right. I'm not here to
I'm like,
impress.
I just want to know what the fuck's wrong with me. And yeah, whatever,
Fine,
dude.
if she
Do what
needs
you
to
got to do.
for learning. Like,
Yeah,
I
what?
get it.
I'm a teacher. Not
Well,
that I'm
when I was-
pulling my nads out in class. You know what I mean?
No, but I think a lot of people have been at a hospital at some point in their life when there's been a student there who's had to be there for observation.
And
or
I would never,
learning,
if
or-
you're just not down with it for whatever reason, I have no problem with you saying no. But I literally just went, not literally, I proverbially just threw my hands up, going, yeah, whatever, dude. Just do what you got to do. and he did, and so did she. I will say this, I will give her credit about this.
Did she have a more gentle touch though?
Well, I think he had more muscle, so he had a little more strength than she
Yeah,
did. But
probably.
no, but something that did help in between the standing and the laying down versions of this, she did start asking me medical questions, which helped. She asked me if I was having trouble urinating, that kind of thing.
So while she did it, she like talked to you like
Not
nicely?
while, but
Oh,
like
okay.
in between. But it did make me feel a little bit more like, okay, she's a doctor. You know what I'm saying? It's not like just, hey, it's not like bring your daughter to work day.
Right. Well,
which age-wise, it could have been.
Right.
Yeah,
Right. Sometimes, yeah, you would wonder.
Bring your
I mean, because
I just thought of that. That's
I mean,
worst.
'cause I
Bring your
feel-
daughter to work day ever.
I mean, because even like my OBGYN, obviously he knows me. He knows about my some of my personal life and all that kind of stuff. Because you find out about each other and all that kind of stuff. So I mean, I almost feel like he does try to do the thing where it tries to make it less like weird and stuff. And so like while I've been there, he will ask like questions that have nothing to do with.
How about those Rangers
exams.
winning the World Series?
I mean, not that, but
That would be awesome.
But he has a really good sense of humor, and he is actually really funny. So he's a good guy.
Is he like
He's good.
Patch Adams? He shows up with like a fake clown nose on or something?
No.
I could.
No. But also, he and I do know some of the same people, which is kind of funny. Because we've talked about that. If like one of his neighbors is somebody I know.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. All right. I mean, and again, at our
it's like-
age,
but it's
it's
just-
like it's the veg,
Whatever,
it's your
man,
bits,
it's your
it's my
beds. I mean, and honestly, we're around.
I got
to see-
nads, you got nads, we all got nads.
Yeah, like he's around my age, maybe give or take 10 years somewhere in there, maybe. But we're around the same age, so I just feel like it's just not that awkward or anything. It's just like But I like it when they kind of do a little bit of small talk because it kind of makes me take my mind off of what the fuck's going on, which is never great, never comfortable.
I don't know. I was thinking about
But some people, maybe other people don't like it. I don't know. Just my personal thing. I don't mind it when they do that.
Yeah, I'm kind of like, I just want to get the facts, ma'am. I just want to know what the fuck's wrong.
And then one of the times I had to have before I had my cervix and uterus taken out, I did have to have one of the times when I went to have one of the more the procedures you had to have to check more invasive procedures.
Yeah.
And there was a nurse with me, and she held my hand and talked about other stuff while he was doing the other thing, and that's very helpful.
I didn't have that with anything with the quote, and I say this on purpose to be silly, the naughty bits.
Right.
But when I had I can't remember the name, but a shot for my back, kind of thing to calm shit down there. I didn't really want it. Yes, it fucking hurt because they found the exact place it hurt, and that's where they jabbed the needle,
Right.
and it fucking hurt.
Probably hurt like a motherfucker.
But she didn't tell me she was gonna come and like her face right in mine, holding my hand, going, "It's okay, I know it hurts." I'm like, I wasn't expecting that, and I didn't need it. I wasn't mad about it, but it was like, it felt kind of invasive. Like she was really up in my grill.
I know she probably meant to do it.
She totally meant to
do a positive thing. on it.
She totally did, but still, I was
she
not
probably-
expecting that. It was
You're
a
like,
little. You could back up. Well, at least it's not like at least she like had a breath mint or something, because at least I wasn't smelling lunch.
Oh yeah, that would have been terrible.
No, it would've
like
been
what
hor-
if she
yeah.
just had lunch and
Yeah,
she like smelled
right, or
like
coffee
cheese
or something.
and,
Yeah, cheese and coffee. My new country album, Cheese and Coffee.
That is a good name.
Yeah. Well, okay, so we're over an hour.
Man, how do we always think we have nothing to talk about, and then we always
Well, because I went for an hour about this damn movie that you all got to go watch now.
I'm excited. I am excited to see it. I'm totally going to see it. I have it right here in my hands. I'm going to watch it.
Oh, cool.
Actually, I'll ask Dan. Dan might want to watch it too.
He should watch it too.
Yeah, he'd probably like it too.
Yeah.
It sounds like a feel-good movie. Sometimes
It's totally a feel-good movie.
Yeah, sometimes you really do need a good. I mean, we love horror films and stuff like that, but sometimes a good feel-good movie is a good thing. One of my favorite feel-good movies. Everybody should see it. Brian and Charles. Just going to say it. Brian and Charles. See it.
Oh man, I'm glad you said
movie.
that.
Brian and
Because I thought you were
Charles.
going to say Brian's song, and I was like, what the fuck's wrong with you?
No, Brian and Charles.
Okay.
Feel good movie. Really cute. Feel good movie.
Brian's
It
song.
may even be PG. It may even be PG. It's
Brian's song, not a feel-good movie.
No. That I know that movie. That's not a feel good
okay, yeah,
movie.
no, it's
No,
not.
but Brian and Charles is a really funny movie. Also British.
All right, so we didn't get to the story about how a local candidate has too many lawn signs and showed up at my house at 7 a.m. trying to stick one in my lawn when nobody wants him.
Is his name Adam Bello?
Yeah. Did he do it to you too?
No, but I just had a feeling.
And apparently my wife, which is weird, at 7 a.m, she happened to be looking outside. I don't know what that's about. Maybe looking for her boyfriend or something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But
I don't think so.
we make that joke all the time.
I don't think so though.
Yeah, and she texted me. I was at school, and she's like,
Adam Bello just
she's like, some guy said that our daughter asked for an Adam Bello sign. My daughter's been out of town for over a year, and she hasn't lived in this house for over 2 years. She might still be registered to vote here, but she's not reaching out from South Carolina going, hey,
Adam Bello, you should put a lawn sign on my parents.
And here's the
they
thing.
would love that.
All right, so real quick, I have it on my list, but so this is not.
That's really
The
shitty,
fact
actually.
that I hate Adam Bello just in general is not the point. This had nothing to do with him. If you are the county executive and you're running for re-election, you're not in charge of the lawn signs. You have nothing to do. No. You have no idea where the lawn signs are. So this isn't me like, Adam Bello, what are you doing? This is like somebody at his campaign, they ordered too many fucking lawn signs because they took too many corporate donations and they had to get rid of them because the election's next week. So and she's not even a registered Democrat. She's an independent. She's in no party. So they just like threw a fucking dart at the list of registered voters and went, let's drop them off here. And showed up at my house at 7 o'clock in the morning to try to drop off a lawn sign. Fuck you.
Yeah, Adam, somebody from his campaign showed up at our house and knocked on the door. And Dan and I were both home. And I said, I'm not going to the door. It's like, okay, fine, I'll do it. Because he's the male in the house, so... It just goes down to him because he's bigger and stronger than me. So he goes there and he comes back in and he goes, oh, somebody from Adam Bello. He asked if you or Alex were here, and I just said no, and I took this. Here you go.
Interesting, very interesting.
Alex isn't even a registered. I don't even. Oh no,
he's a Green.
Yeah,
or at least he was. I don't know if he still is.
Oh, he might have changed it to Democrat.
Whatever.
I don't know.
There's a lot of that going around.
Yep.
All right, so we'll be back next week. We're going to have Ruby Quinn with us. It's going to be a fun conversation.
I am so excited.
Yeah, no, this is going to be really neat. You're going to have a good time listening to it, so I can't wait for you to come and listen to the next show. Please, StuartBurdasco.com. We got cool stuff there. There's this. If you should be checking out that radio station. The music is, I'll put air quotes on protest music. It is, but there's even stuff in there, even stuff that's positive sexuality. To me, is protest music because there's so much crappy sexuality stuff out there. And there's some really neat stuff there.
But
and
there's good stuff.
And there's the funny, and there's a lot of shit. So Stuart Burdasco Radio, StuartBurdasco.com, CoolCatsForChange.com, and that's pretty much my life, other than my dad. So we'll be back next week with Ruby Quinn, and hope you have a good week. Stay safe.
Ciao.
You've made Ficken the 43rd most popular language app in the Midwest United States, and we couldn't be more tickled. But did you know that Ficken teaches you what you really want to know in over 50 languages? Like Danish.
I'll fuck anything that moves. Where's the action?
Jeg er promiskuøs. Hvor er orket?
Maybe a swing through Estonia is in order.
I need a little backdoor action, if you know what I'm saying.
Mul on tõesti vaja midagi oma persse üles, kui teate, mida ma ütlen.
Thanks, Ficken.
Pole tänu väärt.
Hey, Ficken, one more thing. It really hurts when I pee. Is there a clinic nearby?
Det gør virkelig ondt, når jeg tisser. Er der en klinik i nærheden?
Phew. Thanks, Ficken.
Rør mig ikke, luder.
Don't Don't let language be a barrier. You're not looking for the Holy Grail. You're traveling for some action. Go to wherever you get your apps and download Ficken today.
Wait, Ficken, do me next. Okay, I'm going to Israel next month. How do you say, I want you to beat me like I was an old Palestinian woman trying to save her house from illegal settlers?
Fuck off.